as we bring you the third game of this triple header as Beda University goes up against Mapua University. Two collegiate teams very familiar with each other, coming off, well, stints in the NCAA that both of them hope to improve coming next season. But first, before they get there, they need to prove themselves here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. Good evening, volleyball fans. Judd Sulit here with the one and only Miss Denise Tan. It's a pleasure to have you on board the Spikers Turf team. And when it comes to collegiate teams, you are one who knows what it takes, to really rise the ranks of collegiate volleyball. But here, it's a bigger test for these two teams.
Actually, yeah, that's true. And I'd like to greet everybody first. Good evening. But like just what you mentioned, Beda only had 1 week to prepare for this game. I was just talking to the coaching staff a while ago. And of course, Mapua trying to bounce back from that loss against UST in their last game. So it's going to be a long game for today for sure.
Absolutely. First of all, let's take a look at the team standings because this is a very quick preliminary round. And you see here, Beda is actually just about to play their first match, while Mapua has already absorbed 2 heartbreaking losses.
The problem with Mapua in their last game against UST, and all of the drills, they were really lacking a bunch of them. They were outscored, outblocked, outserved, you name it. They had more opponent errors as well as compared to UST. That's opponent errors actually. At ang yung kaisa-isa lang na nakaangat sila is the reception. That was 38-33 at San Andres at Pagulong nga ang top scorers in that last match. Now going to Beda, again, it's going to be a surprise for everybody dahil wala pa nga nakakakita sa game nila ngayon. Now that could work both ways for this team. Pwede silang manggulat o pwedeng sila yung magulat dito with the level of competition, especially since lahat dito ay nakalaro na ng several games. And there you can see the roster of Beda University, head of course by Ariel de la Cruz. At siya nga yung nakausap ko kanina, and he was telling me about the 1 week preparation that Beda University only had before coming here into this conference.
Yeah, for Mapua, maybe may gulat factor nga because they played against 2 clubs who they weren't too familiar with. Pero ito nga, very familiar with each other. And the unfortunate thing is only one club can take the win after this match. Will it be Beda or Mapua? We start this match in just a bit.
Presenting our officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Yul Binosa, International Referee. Second referee, Mr. Rene Gaspilio, National Referee. Let's now meet the starting 6 from the Beda University Red Spikers. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 9, Ferdinand Olivas. At number 2, Miguel Cyrus Gundran. Number 8, Fernando Lopez. Number 13, Jeffrey Losa. Number 14, Abdurrasad Norsidik. And number 15, Melver Lafurga. Starting libero is number 12, Jeremiah Tibay. With head coach, Mr. Ariel de la Cruz. Let's now meet the starters from the Mapua University Cardinals. Let's start off with the team captain, jersey number 15, Ray Emmanuel Hizon. At number 2, Mark Jason Egan. Number 11, Alfredo Pagulong. At number 12, Adrian Florendo. Number 13, John Benedict Sanadres. And number 18 is Carl Tabios. Starting libero is number 10, Jeremy Santos. With head coach, Mr. Paul John Doloiras. This is match number 24 from Pool D. Good luck to both teams.
Here we go. We're about to witness this match between two collegiate rivals in San Beda and Mapua. The Red Spikers starting with Lafurga, Norsidic, Lopez, Losa, Gundran, Ulibas, and their libero will be Tibay. And we will be seeing them for the first time here in the Spikers turf as they go up against Egan, Hizon, Pagulong, San Andres, the main man of Mapua, Florendo Tapios, and libero Jeremy Santos completing the starters for the side of Mapua University. As we mentioned, you know, honestly, a lot of fans who watched that UST versus Mapua match, they expected the Golden Spikers to be able to escape in straight sets, but Mapua showed a lot of fight, extended it to a fourth set. A lot of it behind John Benedict San Andres. And San Beda, perhaps, you know, some feeling out process, even in the very first few sequences of their stint here in the Spikers turf. They were actually the replacement team for PNP, for the Philippine National Police, but they had to step in as PNP could not compete. Here's Mapua, Lopez. Will go immediately to Norsidic, wiping it off the block.
And you know what, again, like what Coach Ariel de la Cruz was saying a while ago, even though they just stepped in and this is their first game, all throughout, since the start of the Spikers Turf Conference, they've been preparing, hoping that they'll finally get a spot, and it showed with that last attack.
Yeah, and for these two collegiate clubs, they are still looking for that formula in order to win not only here in the Spikers Turf, but also in their collegiate tournaments. So they are sort of in that rebuilding process. And perhaps, you know, competing at a higher level here in the Spikers Turf will only aid their cause and make that process a little bit faster. They say, Denise, that you don't get better by competing, you know, against teams maybe that are below your level, or you know, a way to improve is really face tougher competition.
Yes, of course.
That's an error on the serve of Pagulong. Couple of errors actually, both for San Beda and Mapua here to begin this match. Lafurga will be putting that ball in play. They go to Hizon, the team captain of Mapua, providing.
Hizon, 6'6", just dominating that net and that last attack. Only left with one blocker here. And catching the tip of the fingers of San Beda.
Well, he was limited to only 5 points against UST, and he's perhaps someone who they will try to initiate a bit more here as a service ace is collected by that man we were talking about. Hizon getting some early points here in the first set. Here he is again. Lopez this time trying to go to that quick. Tapios will set up San Andres.
That's in, yep. Targeting that corner.
No, he made it look like he was going to go cross court when he went up.
Well, that's something you always want to sell, of course, deceive the opponent. But good on San Andres. Find that corner. Bitin yung set, no problem for him. Finding that open spot.
Early lead here for Mapua, 6-2. San Beda answers with that strong cross-court hit from Losa.
Losa squeezing through the block there. Two blockers in front of him. No problem for Losa finding that gap, getting that point.
He had to do some rounds over on the side of Mapua as momentum carried him towards the other side, and then back-to-back points. They showed offense through Losa this time. Excellent defense on that block.
Well, red combination play by Gundran and Olivas that time.
Losa now serving. Another error there for San Beda.
3 service errors right now for San Beda. 2 unforced ones, letting a bunch of services from Mapua go.
That's the lead for Mapua right now. Those 3 points. Egan targets Losa on that serve. San Beda has been utilizing several weapons here in the first set. San Andres. This should be a chance ball for Mapua. What will they be able to do with it? They go
Oh,
back to San Andres
wow.
again, down the line.
And you know what's impressive about San Andres is he's got the hops. I mean, if you look at him, you'd know that he's not that tall. But the way that he would explode in that offense, and when he attacks, it seems like it's very well calculated. You know, it's really just getting that sideline. We'll be right back. Mapua up by 4 points.
Tulong mo na. Maabang ka lang. Nasa pagitan naman yan eh. Oh. Pag matras to, dalawa lang dito eh. Ito, kunin mo na agad to. Kung nyo hayaan bumagsak yung bola sa score. Basta pag-alanganin, hindi nyo matanda outside to inside, kunin nyo na. Ha? Sige, balik.
Okay, so
Denise, this is our tournament format here. As you mentioned, it's a very quick elimination round. It's only single round robin, and the top 2 teams of this of every pool will advance. A total of 24 teams. Imagine that.
That's why it's very important to get your wins as early as you can. Not just, of course, to qualify, but build the momentum. Try to get better as you go further into the competition.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, there also are twice-to-beat advantages up for grabs there. That's why these teams trying their very best to still make their climb. Mapua with 2 losses to begin this tournament, but well, so far so good here in the first set.
San Andres this time not avoiding the blockers, but using them to his advantage.
And we've seen that he has many ways to attack. He has had success going down the line, and then that time off the block. Losa had some success earlier, not this time though, as this lead of Mapua continues to grow.
Well, a lot of which coming from the errors of San Beda right now.
We haven't really seen San Beda go to other guys outside of Losa over the last few sequences. Or that time, they go to Olivas. Mapua gets the setup. San Andres once more.
But a net infraction called on San Beda. That will be on Olivas.
Yeah, unfortunate because Losa was able to keep that ball alive.
Against a lot of unforced errors coming from San Beda right now.
You see here that San Andres is really the money man of Mapua. But no one there to cover that ground.
Gundran targeting long that time. Again, more often than not, when you're attacking from the middle, the defense on the other side of the court also goes to the center of the court. So it frees up the corners.
Great read there for Gundran, and now he'll be serving. Right when he hit it, you already knew that was going to sail short.
But again, a 7-point lead for Mapua. I'm counting 4 service errors and 2 unforced errors from San Beda right now.
It's been a combination of the errors of San Beda and also the success of the attacks of Mapua. Tabios, this time goes to Florendo. It's lifted up. Mapua will try again. Pagulong, off speed. San Beda will be able to keep it alive. One more time. Oh, the coverage there, yeah. Good save there. Long rally on hand. Tabios will go to the back. Chance ball here for San Beda.
Yep.
And beautiful play there. Oh,
No,
line judge. The ruling of the line judge was overruled by the first referee. Oh, check that. Yes, the point was for San Beda. Smart move there for Lopez. Oh, that was Olivas, rather. He's serving now. Tabios tries to go for the dump. Losa was there. And that was just so much power on that one from La Furga.
They're using the blockers right now. And finally, San Beda using their offense to get those points.
Ulibas, the team captain of the Red Spikers. Too strong on that serve. Again, Denise, an error for San Beda. You know, by the time we enter the second set, we'll definitely show the numbers. And whether San Beda recovers from this 6-point deficit, you'll see there how many points they gave up. Easy ones for Mapua. La Furga this time could not get it over.
Yeah, that was just well read by Mapua. And everybody knew that ball was going to go to the outside. 3 blockers were there for Mapua, and that will give them a 7-point advantage as Ariel de la Cruz calls this timeout.
Eto, dahan-dahanin mo muna. Okay? Sinusunod niyo yung galaw ng kalaban niya. Pag mabilis sila, binibilisan niyo. Pag alam niyo lang. Tapos gusto niyo yung pala niyo, baon na baon. Dahan-dahanin niyo lang muna. Pag tumaas ang bola, nandun sa dulong-dulo, bakit kailangan pilit pa papunta dito? Paluin niyo yung last line. Pagtalsip yun. Diba? Kaya mga habol. Pilit ng pilit. Dahan-dahan. Gawa tayo ng paraan. Mag-isip tayo.
Well, again, just a few adjustments asked by Coach De La Cruz. You know, I always say this, volleyball is a game of constant observation and adjustment. And you adjust accordingly to what you're seeing, not just from your side of the court, but also what's happening on the other side. And you cannot just play your game all the time. You have to play with your opponent.
Lots of read and react needs to happen right now for San Beda, and they do that. Nursidik. Actually, he was the provider of the first point of San Beda.
But a better play for Nursidik, definitely for San Beda. That's the first time that we've seen a slide coming from San Beda, changing it up. Again, 1 blocker in front of him. An easy point for San Beda.
I was actually quite surprised that he was missing immediately after that strong start, at least. A quick point for him to begin the match, and then they started going to loss time and time again. Now they're shaking things up and they're finding success. Back-to-back points for San Beda. Mapua now going to Pagulong. Another off-speed for him, but defense was ready. Joust won by San Beda.
Losa using his power over the 6'6" he's on. An even playing field here, but look at him stretch out that arm. And again, get that ball through, get that ball over for another point for SBU.
3 straight points now for them. And a chance ball now for San Beda. Can they get closer? Combination, La Furga gets sent back. He's on propelling that boomerang back to San Beda's side.
Again, Mapua just reading that San Beda play very well. They go back to La Furga, they go back to that outside. Nothing has changed for San Beda here, and this is something that they need to address, if not here in the next coming sets.
I thought Heeson really needed that because his confidence was dwindling as he was being attacked. There were a couple of lapses, but Mapua with back-to-back points, and we reach the second technical timeout with them still in control 16-10.
Alam niyo, pag dalawa spiker, automatic, umiikot na yung isang picker. Hindi pa naman tayo naka-block ito. Kailangan... Tuloy. Kailangan maka-block pa tayo ng marami at yan ang kailangan nating ma-overcome. Sige pa. Service, galit tayo. Hindi na mag-serve. Ako kayo mga talaga.
Dito ka lang.
Pasok ka. Go. Iba! Chris!
Pag nag-running,
We're still in the first set of this battle between Mapua and San Beda. 2 teams who have yet to win in Group D of our Open Conference. Well, one of them will collect a win here today. San Beda is actually playing their very first match. Mapua already in deep waters, opening their tournament with 2 losses. Jod Sulit and Denise Tan on the call here. Spiker Surf Open Conference on One Sports. Thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on channel 91 standard definition, well, we'd like to inform you that you can watch it on high definition on channel 261. You can see clearly how well Nursidik has found the gaps in the defense of Mapua.
And you know what? It was a smart play coming from San Beda. Again, you have to pick your poison. You have 3 blockers in front. Who is the shortest one there? That's Pagulong, and that's where you'd want the ball to be.
The last 2 times that San Beda was able to collect points from Nursidik, one was a slide and the other one now a combination play. We're starting to see more variety there, but they could not save this. Oh, Nursidik. He risked his life for that. I think he just wanted to show off his hops. Just the right angle there for Egan. See? That's some bunnies. Lafuriga. Tabios to the quick for Hizon. Good coverage for San Beda. Santos sends it to the back. Lopez, the backs it to Losa.
Good save.
Here's San Andres.
Not
Oh,
over.
that one was not over.
Yep. Masyado ng mababa. The contact of San Andres.
I'm
Not
sure in the mind of Santos, sayang yung save.
Yeah.
But you gotta move on. Kailangan short-term memory ka, no,
Of
when it comes to volleyball.
Yeah, and they are still up by 5.
Service of Lafuriga. Tabios trying to go again to his own, but net defense of San Beda. That's something they have done very well here in the first set.
I think what Mapua has to remember here, that even though San Beda has blockers, if it's his zone that's attacking, you won't really necessarily expect somebody's hands to go over his zones. So the coverage has to be longer.
That's right, and that was lacking in that sequence for Mapua. This time they go to Egan, and they turned his onto a decoy this time, and it worked.
And what's good about that last play, even though it was a combination, it was shorter, it was quicker, not giving San Beda enough time to reposition themselves on that opposite side.
He's on serving now for Mapua. Lopez going for that quick with Gondran.
Nice set,
Egan.
but well read by their captain, Olivas.
But despite San Beda being down by 4 points right now, you can still see a lot of positives in their performance here in the first set.
I mean, especially since, given the fact that we started this conference, August 20? They haven't had a single game, and they're just 4 points behind. And you know it was off, there's only those early errors.
San Andres could not kill it this time. Olivas.
Same target for San Andres. And you like that control. It's so easy to get tempted, especially if you're trying to go for a 1-2 attack, trying to kill that ball right away.
Yeah.
But San Andres having that presence of mind, still seeing those gaps, seeing that same target. Zone 1 has been open for him. And why change it?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the mindset right now of John Benedict San Andres. Miguel Pulga, the main setter of Mapua against UST, he did not start this match for them this time, but he's ready to make a difference now as miscalculation on the part of San Beda costs them a point. Mapua has regained a 6-point advantage. Pulga puts it in play. He targets Lafuriga. Now Lopez will go to Olivas. Slowed down by the double block. San Andres floating it over the defense. Almost a regalo there for San Beda. Oh, San Beda still gets to it. This will be a chance ball for Mapua though. Pugar
Nice.
going to Florendo.
Good decision by Pulga that time to go to Florendo.
You see that Miguel Pulga has, maybe he did not start the match, but he was able to read where he can go to. And as a setter, something I've always been impressed with is you memorize now, this kind of player needs this kind of set.
Of course, yes. That's something that is really trained day in and day out.
Here's Olivas. triple block meets that attack, and a point collected once again by Mapua. It's now an 8-point lead for them, and Coach Ariel de la Cruz will call a timeout.
Guys, isa tayo.
Eto, yun mo yung... Nandito na yung blocker nila o naka-establish na. Eh dito ka nag-play. Kung tapos mo to, o dito ka mag-play, tabi mo yung quicker, paabang mo to, o saka mo babato ng backline yan. Kaya ginagawa natin yan, bakit kailangan ipilit mo nang ipilit yan yung spiker mo? Dito ka mag-combination.
Gulo lang.
Coach Ariel de la Cruz obviously talking about separation, talking about the triple block that was in front of San Beda right now. So again, you need to create separation, pull the blockers, make them work, and give your team a chance for your offense.
You know, it was Mapua also heeding the huddle earlier in the second technical timeout of Coach Paul Jan Dolorias. Blocking yung hiningi niya sa kanyang players. So they have 4 blocks now compared to 2 from San Beda. Chance ball once again. A lot of chance balls being given here in the first set, particularly from San Beda to Mapua. Here's an attack. You see the blocking, the net defense of Mapua, very solid, but this time Olivas using those blockers in order to get that point.
I gotta credit though the coverage, the floor defense of San Beda in that last play. They had 3 chances before they got to score that point. It was because of their strong floor D.
Yeah, by all means keeping that ball alive and just waiting for that opportunity where you can be the one to collect that point. Miko Se will now be checking in and serving. That one is going to be too strong.
Yeah, you knew from the flight of that ball. And that will make it their 6th. There's too many errors from the end line para dito sa San Beda.
And that's just service errors.
Yes, just service errors lang.
Here's one right back. Point for point. Service error for service error. That's something that San Beda would need. 7-point lead now for Mapua. It's going to be tough for San Beda, but you know they're not just going to give up. Pulga goes to Pagulong. He goes cross court.
Pagulong knew exactly where he wanted that ball to pass. Seeing that middle blocker run up to the opposite side, or to the outside rather.
Set point now for Mapua. Florendo will put it in play. He targets it. Lopez. La Furga finds the opening. It was a bonfire on the side of Mapua.
Good eye on La Furga. He saw the coverage at the back. Go all the way from the end line towards the back of the blockers.
Now San Beda will need to pull out all the stops they can get. But beautiful set from Pulga, understanding the advantage of having a Hizon. And set 1, Denise, belongs to Mapua. 25-17 is the score. And despite a strong surge from San Beda towards the end of it, it's Mapua escaping with this one. 25-17. We'll be back for the second set.
On the attack, the back set. Ah, fantastic.
Wow. Solid block from Tibayan on that attack.
Back to Adamson. Jimenez with that back set.
The Philippine Coast Guard defense, solid blocking coming from the orange shirts. One more try.
Good net defense by the Generals.
Almodiel scoring through the blockers. Eusebio Pumalo sent up.
Set up job DiMarco. Combination play. And they're up 5-0. LaSalle on the attack. Combination again.
UST ready for it. Then the drop.
And that's another successful hit coming from Camposan.
Coverage was good. But look at San Andres. The 2019 Open Conference of the Spikers Turf is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Always a triple header here. Always very entertaining volleyball. And we always bring you the action here on One Sports. And Denise, would you mind breaking down what the numbers from the first set, please?
Well, obviously, a lot of those numbers or a lot of the points of Mapua coming from the errors of San Beda. 8 is what we're seeing on the board, 6 of which came from that end line, like what we mentioned. And the net defense of Mapua as well, really getting steadier as we went through that first set.
What could be a point of improvement here? I mean, aside from what the numbers showed, is there anything you see that San Beda needs to be, needs extra attention on?
Definitely one would be the reception. I think for their setter to be able to set up more combination plays and not be too predictable, you might want to not have him run for the ball each and every time.
Well, defense has been okay for them. And that time, the defensive stop was turned into offense. They get the first point of the second set. Miko Sena will be serving for San Beda. I guess, the tone that they set back in the first one was also difficult because it was an immediate error that they had. And that kind of spiraled down for them. This time, though, back-to-back points collected to begin the second set. Mapua. Miscommunication there. Chance ball for the Red Spikers. Combination. Losa getting the third consecutive point for San Beda.
Losa again just hitting towards the other side. Look at that arm, that wrist action coming from Losa. Oh, which is too fast.
Mapua by no means can be complacent here, as now it's a 4-0 start for San Beda here in the second set.
Well, Mapua is the one who's having problems with their reception right now.
Mapua has barely been able to set anything up here. Again, because of that first set, of that first ball rather. And how many chance balls have they given up? Here's an opportunity for them to get something going. Egan. Losa was there. Losa will attack. And oh boy, the Red Spikers are coming to life here in the second set. 5-0 start, forcing a timeout called by Coach Paul Jan Dolorias.
Hindi na tayo maka-receive. Focus muna kayo sa receive. Ayun na yung main attacker, nandun na sa utility, sabi ko sa'yo, lumaka. Ilang bola na yan tinatapon mo dyan? Ha? Kailangan makablock ka dyan, hindi pwede puro atake lang. Mas importante makablock tayo. Oh, 5. Focus muna kayo sa receive, huwag niyong madaliin. Madali niyo nang minamadali. Tara. Salamat tayo na.
Bad news for Mapua, they're down by 5. Worst news, they haven't scored a single point. But the good news, perhaps, is that we're only near the start of the second set. At tama yung sinabi mo, the first thing that Coach Paul John mentioned in that timeout was
the reception. Yeah, because they couldn't set up an offense. And, again, that was one of the things that they had more back in the first set. I think they had 11, if I'm not mistaken.
Can they make the necessary corrections? We'll find out. San Beda, though, still in attack mode. They go now. Oh, not just offense for San Beda, also steady at the net, not allowing anything to penetrate.
Very well read. At maganda yung pagkakatapat sa kanya dito ni Lafurga.
Kanina, Lafurga showed us his ability on the offensive side with his attacking. This time, covering that attack. Egan. Still nothing so far for Mapua. And that's going to be a net touch for Tabios.
A backline violation.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
Actually, for Mapua.
That's correct. It was a backline.
Yep.
And just a breakdown right now for Mapua. After a relatively easy first set win, now San Beda has taken us to the first technical timeout with Mapua not even scoring a single point.
Again, like what I mentioned a while ago, it was separation in the offense that gave Mapua the advantage. Right now, San Beda is just reading them very well wherever they go, either that open side or that outside or the opposite side. 3 blockers are there for San Beda, and again, that will give them this 8-point advantage.
Papuloy ko, cover kami sa ilalim.
Cover yung talo ko.
Sige ba? Save ba?
Uy,
Let's go, let's go.
San Beda, perhaps they only needed that first set to kind of get things going, kind of wake up. And look at the score now. They have certainly woken up.
Yep, like I mentioned a while ago, the good thing about that first set is that although they were committing a lot of errors, it was still in something that they could control. And that's exactly what they did here in the second set.
San Beda still putting on the pressure. Navas has yet to leave that service line in the entire second set. And La Purga adds to their advantage.
I also want to credit Lopez here for being absolutely steady from the end line, giving Mapua a hard time to set up their offense, and in turn just adding more confidence for the strikers of San Beda.
And finally, the captain provides for Mapua. It took 9 points for San Beda before Mapua was able to get 1.
And he's on finally changing it up, seeing the blockers right there. And as soon as they went down, just went back to that donut hole. Oh, what a way to get that point back. La Purga getting the best of his on that time.
La Purga has definitely carried the fight for San Beda here in the second set.
Look at the quickness of that. They said the only way that you can counter height is with speed, and that was fast.
Tabios will go to San Andres. He has been silent here in the second set. Lopez, Tolosa. Another opportunity for San Beda. Defense of Mapua improving here. Off speed for Losa. San Andres could not break the wall. Tabios goes to Egan on the other side.
Double contact.
Olivas knew it.
Coach Ariel on the sideline saying, I mean, you could just use your arms to do that with a dig. Not necessarily set that ball if your feet aren't established yet.
You would know a thing or two about setting. You would know a thing or two.
Yeah, just a bit.
But you know, Mapua cannot string together points here. Paisa-isa lang, and that's not gonna get you back in the game. Denise, do you ever take a look at the score and say, okay, ang laki na ng laman ng kalaban, focus na ako sa next set?
No, of course not. Especially this early part of the set. The first thing on your mind is, ang laki na ng kalaban, I need to score.
That was off the block.
Yep. Definitely contact at the net for San Beda. At that point, we'll go back to Mapua with Egan getting ready to serve.
There has been a shortage of points for Mapua in the second set. It's now them who need some waking up here. Ulibas, however, will send that too strong. No touch there.
Yep, missed opportunity for Olibas. He was soaring in that last attack, but just lacking that wrist action again. No flick for Olibas.
Sayang kasi there was barely any
Yes.
defense present there for Mapua. Lucky break actually for them. Chance for Mapua now. San Andres still not getting any here in the second set. Ulibas. That time, ready na si Santos. San Andres on the second try. If there's someone on the side of Mapua who can take those regalos, it will definitely be San Andres. Failed on the first one, not gonna fail on the second try. This, if I'm not mistaken, this is the first time na nagkaroon ng back-to-back points ang Mapua in the second set, but immediately stopped by Ulibas, scoring a point for his team.
Yeah, that's the best thing about San Beda right now. Although Mapua is getting, 1-2 points at a time, they immediately get it back and not let them have that big of a run here in the second set. Nice drop, nice 1-2 attack coming from Tabios.
It was just a very good read there, spotting the area of the floor that was vacant. And slowly, Mapua gaining back the rhythm they had in the second set, but this is still a 6-point advantage for San Beda. They go quickly. Oh, Olibas missed another opportunity.
There was hesitation from the side of Olibas. So half-second late for that push. And you can see it from his footing.
Yung dapat yung kalaban ang pinapaisip mo no? But at that time, he was the one who hesitated and cost him that point. Tried to get it back. Mapua was ready.
Oh,
that one was in. Navas finding a way.
definitely should have been T-Bice ball already. But caught standing, staring at the other defender.
Estavillo replacing Gundran. San Andres with 6 attacks, but 5 of those came in the first set. So perhaps Mapua needing more from their main guy here in the second. But some progress still for Mapua as they've trimmed the deficit down to 4, make that 5 after Ulibas. Too much power in that attack for the double block to stop. The face of Ulibas is the same, whether it's an error or a point. He just smiles after every sequence. Yep. And as a team captain, you like that from him.
Yeah, of course, definitely. You wouldn't want you wouldn't want that attitude, especially if it's a negative one, to rub off everybody.
Coach Paul has found a gem in Navas. When nothing was going Mapua's way here in the second set, he turned to that guy. And Angelbert Navas has lifted his team, and they have a chance to trim this deficit down to 3. Lopez goes to that runner for Norsidic.
But that will be called out. Yep.
Yeah, the first referee on top of that situation.
Something that San Beda just needs to let go right now.
So there it is, only a 3-point deficit Mapua is trying to overcome. Can they trim it further? Florendo targets Tibay. Here's Mapua. Ball given back. Tabios with a dump. Beautiful read. Oh, but there was a violation on Mapua. Sayang yung decision doon ni Tabios.
look at that. That was a good attack, but he crossed
Yeah.
the line, obviously.
Very clearly, and a great call by our first referee there. Nabios this time will go back to Navas. At nabasa na San Beda yung
Yep.
gusto niyang gawin. Abdurasad Nur Siddiq is really pumped up right now. And looks like they are gonna be warned. It started kasi dun sa running hit niya that went out. He thought it was in and made a little taunt, and then it kind of continued over the next couple of sequences. At ayun yan, nabigyan na ng paalala ng ating first referee. Team captain Ferdinand Ulibas serving for San Beda now. They've done a much better job here in the second set compared to the first. Navas. San Beda. Now Tabios will go to San Andres. Good dig there for Ulibas. But they have to give this chance ball up. Tabios
Nice.
to Hizon on the runner.
A back quick attack for Hizon this time. Again, those small tweaks in the offense of Mapua, keeping them close here.
Parang mas maganda yung pagkaka-initiate ng Mapua kay Hizon that time. Very, very effective. Good serve there for Tabios. Quick for San Beda. Mapua was ready. Double block, slow that down. The dump there for Lopez.
Easy decision for Lopez, seeing that outside blocker go up as he went up. So obviously, there would be a hole in the defense in Zone 4. And that will give San Beda this 5-point lead as we enter the second technical timeout.
Kailangan nakikita mo yung mismatch. Yan nga yung kailangan ng play lagi natin. Simple lang, effective. Mag-effective, ulit-ulitin mo lang. Pag na-check, kaya ka magbago.
Oo, tapos pag i-habol mo, tapos ka lang.
Ha? O sige, huwag lang kayo tumingin niya sa score. Trabaho pa tayo, trabaho natin. Practice nyo naman yan.
Say, Viva!
Frontline center.
We're bringing you more volleyball action on Sunday. Still here at the Paco Arena in Manila, September 8. IEM versus Signal in the first match at 1 p.m., 3 p.m. LPU versus Ateneo. And then at 5 p.m. will be the BCDA Army Troopers trying to bounce back from their earlier loss. They will be going up against Hachiran FEU at 5 p.m. All of those games, of course, live here on One Sports. Once again, thank you for watching. On the call today is Shot Sulit and Denise Tan. You enjoying the action we're seeing here?
Definitely, especially since San Beda has avoided their errors. They are leading by 5 again right now here in the second set. And I'm looking forward to seeing Mapua once again wake up from the snap that they're in right now.
You know, back in the first set, completely controlled, dominated by Mapua. But it seems like history, it seems like decades ago since that happened, because the story here in the second set is very, very different.
You know, it's really all about predictability. Mapua has been so predictable in this second set, and that's just been the story of this set.
Here's San Beda. Can Mapua capitalize? They go to a combination play.
Net infraction on Losa.
Well, you mentioned earlier that if there's something that's working well, then you don't really have to change it.
Yep.
But now that you also mentioned predictability for Mapua, so maybe this is now the time where they really need to make those necessary changes.
No, but the thing is, a while ago, even if they were doing something good, they couldn't do it for a long time. Because they are actually the ones who's making the mistake. And that was actually the reminder as well of Coach Paul a while ago.
But now San Beda once again building on that advantage. It's up to 6 once again. San Andres
San Andres turning garbage into gold. It was a problem with the first ball again for Mapua, but it didn't really matter as soon as you can set that ball up. And again, just let it cross that net. As we see, this is Dama get in for the serve.
Patrick John Dama seeing the first action of this match. That was a good setup, and Lapurga knew just what to do.
Again, Lapurga just picking that poison. 3 blockers there. Shortest one, San Andres. Easy choice for him.
6-point lead for San Beda. They can improve it here in this sequence. Tabios going to Egan.
Egan this time, no problem at all with that last attack. Wide open, huge gap in that net defense, and Egan just taking advantage.
Well, the question now is, can Mapua go on a mini run? Because they are going point for point right now with San Beda, which obviously something they cannot do. And just as we mentioned that, after a good attack from Egan, they give up a point. Ulibas, the provider for the Red Spikers.
Coach Doloiras has seen enough at Pulga, and Basas will be back.
Loso will be serving. He has done a lot of good for the San Beda Red Spikers in this match. Even back in the first set when Mapua ran past them, it was still Jeffrey Losa who was doing a lot of good. Olivas. Not the best of attacks, of setups for the side of Mapua. You knew the first, even on their first ball, you knew that there was trouble building up on their side.
Resiban muna natin ng maganda. Anong play mo? Kuha ka ng 1. Play 1 lang. Advantage si Tonton doon sa dulo pag nagbuka-buka. Ton ha, kapitin mo ha. Humingi ka ng humingi ng bola. Salamin nyo kaagad yung tao nyo. Pag bumalik yung bola dun sa kabila, hanapin nyo kaagad kung sino yung tao nyo, kung ano yung pinag-usapan nyo. Kailangan makablock lang tayo. Focus tayo sa blocks para umangat-angat yung score. Ha? Sige. Lapit natin. Sige ba?
Still the focus of that huddle, defense.
Yeah, both floor and at the net. Sa floor, it's still that first ball. They've had a problem with that since the start of this second. That net defense again. I mean, you gotta stick with your man and whoever's in front of you dahil yung tao-tao, talagang pinapractice mo yan per position eh.
And still, even then, ang layo nung hinahabol ni Pulga and just not being able to get there.
But the thing here, San Andres was looking at Pulga that time, not looking at the ball. So if he did just not take his eyes off the ball, he would have maybe realized na sa kanya na dapat yun.
Mapua, even when they are able to set things up, San Beda has been there to deny them.
A lot of chances for Mapua.
Combination.
And they finally convert.
Anthony Basas getting something for his team. And San Beda can still smile away that error with the lead they've built here in the second set.
Nice.
Olivas with a kill.
Great play coming from San Beda, making the blockers work from the side of Mapua. Again, that set was high, and they were just all over that.
And San Beda's not slowed down here. Their lead continues to grow. It's now up to 8. They're 2 points away from taking the second set, evening up the count in this game. Basas once more. Another conversion. And quick reflexes for you, Denise.
Of course.
The game misses you as much as you miss it, I'm sure. Take a look at that attack from Basas. Nothing San Beda could do to get to that. $23-16. It's gonna be a long and a steep climb for Mapua in order to steal this second set. They got to start somewhere. They read that well. Navas. San Beda, good chase. Another chance ball for the Cardinals. And
Nice.
Hizon kills that one.
Finally. I think it's Hizon that hasn't been getting a lot of plays here. And when he does, I mean, he converts it to a point. So something that Mapua should, again, remember in this match.
I'm just afraid, you know, that for Mapua, baka nagising sila a little bit too late here. But, you know, they're still fighting here in the second set.
But the errors in their attacks not helping Mapua's cause.
Tough angle there for Basas and just couldn't get it over. Set point now for San Beda. Olivas to serve. Pulga will go. And it was Basas met by La Purga. And that will be set two. We are even now, one apiece.
Well, San Beda definitely did a better job here. Again, first protecting that floor, setting up better offense. Again, waking up here in the second set as they ended 25-17.
Same score, different favor. And we are set, our set count is tied 1-1. San Beda bounced back in a mighty way in the second set, you know, turning the tides towards their favor. It was a lot of cleaning up that they did. Like you mentioned, Denise, it was their errors that doomed them in that first set. Naging mas maganda talaga yung takbo in the second.
Yep, as soon as they polished it up, they were moving better inside the court. They were attacking from the service line. Not as many aces, but, you know, they were still giving Mapua a harder time setting up their offense. And look at that net defense set up by San Beda. And even though Mapua, from time to time, would get that good reception and get that set, get that attack, there was always somebody there from the side of San Beda that would prevent them from letting that ball cross over. And also, we have to mention 8 errors for Mapua. Going back to set number 1, it was San Beda who had 8 errors. And, I mean, the tables have turned. And what will happen here is whoever commits less would definitely have the advantage.
And guess how many points, you know, the winning team has led in each set? 8. So that's really, you know, you can easily pinpoint. Of course, there are a lot of other factors, but easy points for the other team. And I also thought, Denise, that a similar trend is that in the first set, Mapua won. They had a strong start then.
Yes.
Second set, nauna yung San Beda to set the tone of it, and they were able to collect the win there. Let's see who gets the first crack and who gets a better start here in the third set. We're even up, 1-1, something we expected between these two teams, as they have had so many battles before. Oh, this is how the first set began. Now it's up to San Beda to, if they're gonna allow the same story to happen, or are they gonna write this one differently? Carl Tabios, the setter of Mapua, serving now. Mapua. They go to Egan. Nailusot. San Beda finds a way. Tabios will go to Navas. Good dig there. Lopez was able to keep that alive. Tabios once again, combination with Egan, finding it. And look at him pointing to his head, making everyone know that he outsmarted San Beda.
Yeah, because it was really a smart move. Again, the risk of having more defenders at the net is you have less on the floor. So 3 blockers there, all going up, everybody at the end line. And San Beda's defense was too late for that smart move from Egan.
Back-to-back points to begin the third set for the Cardinals. Tabios still there. He has done a marvelous job orchestrating his team. Good serve for him as well. But nice play for San Beda. The decoys doing their jobs. And then, well, Losa, his job was easy.
What a cut, what an angle coming from Losa. Targeting that left hand.
Norsidik, he targets Egan. Tabios goes to Egan.
Egan squeezing through the block there. 2 defenders in front of him. And again, catching the defense here of San Beda, standing for that last shot. And look at him squeeze through that 2 defenders.
Alam mo, Denise, I'm really always amazed at how you listen to the coaches' huddle and you see, okay, pag sinabi niyang happy lang dapat tayo, let's enjoy what we're doing. It seems like something that's just morale boosting, but you see really the play of the team, of the players, it follows when they wear smiles on their faces.
Because like everybody else, minsan nadadala din yung mga players natin sa emosyon. And if they're not performing well, their shoulders are down, their heads are down, and you don't want that to rub off everybody. So as early as you can, you try to get them out of that mentality and just let them enjoy their game and play their game.
Here's San Beda. Good lift there for Santos. Lopez. Oh, initiate Losa. And we were waiting. Which team will have the better start here in the third set? I think we're pretty even at this point. Even the score says so. La Purga now with a chance to get the lead for San Beda. Tabios going to Florendo. Finding that gap between the block and the net.
Well, that San Beda block was a bit high and there was space definitely between the blockers and the net. And that's where Florendo hit that ball.
And he'll be there at the service line putting this ball in play. San Beda.
Too low.
He's on, will set it up for San Andres. Ulibas. Good save. Tough angle for San Andres, but he finds a way. However, San Beda maximizing that opportunity through Estabillo.
And you can just see the trust in the offense of San Beda. And them continuing with that play.
Here's Tabios now going to San Andres. You know, ever since that first set ended, San Beda has been reading the attacks of San Andres. And
Not
Mapua
over.
has been forced to look for different options. But it seems like, you know, yung natural game nila is played through San Andres. So they are having a little bit of difficulty tapping into their other resources. Lack of communication at the side of Mapua. And San Beda looks like they are going to be off to that stronger start here in the third set.
You could just see the difference in the body language right now as Losa gives us this ace. Everybody just staring at each other. Again, hesitation in that first ball, in that floor defense. apparent in this Mapua team. Same problem they had in the second set.
And hindi na makakapaghintay si Coach Paul. He will call a timeout.
Mga mamamalo naman, talagang pag binigay sa inyo, talagang positive yung atake natin. Huwag kayong mag-doubt sa ginagawa niyo. Pag nagkamali na, bawi lang ulit. Yun yung importante, kailangan makabawi. Oh, resiban niyo lang para hindi lumayo, ha? Tatlo lang yan, ha? Mag-usap kayo. Bawi. Go! Go tayo.
I really understand the reminders of Coach Doloiras because you can see the shoulders of Mapua. They've dropped. And it's because, it's not just because of one error. It's because of the string of points that they've given up. But like Coach Paul said, kalimutan mo na yun.
And they have to forget it quick because, you know, the thing that scares me for Mapua is if this is happening here in the third set, their shoulders are down, heads are down, it's exactly what happened in the second set. And we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't turn this thing around, baka yung masamang energy and mentality madala dito sa third.
That was an error.
Yep.
On San Beda.
That was on Estavillo.
Yeah, so these are the sequences that, you know, Mapua, maybe it was a free point really for them. Maybe not really building that much momentum, but they have to take it and, you know, let it build up into something positive on their side. San Andres trying to provide. Lopez tapping into Olivas. Double block works. Tabios and Hizan combining to stop that.
And those two were just all over that ball. And that hit from Olivas had nowhere to go in that last play.
Turns out to be a very good timeout called by Coach Paul Doloiras. But a very smart play,
Yep. Easy move coming from Olivas. The blocker's hands were already there and on display, so he just used it. Again, San Beda has a 2-point advantage entering the first technical timeout.
Huwag kayo masanay ng over-over lang. Tandaan nyo, pag i-over nyo lang yung bola na easy ball, balik sa atin, malakas. Paluin na natin. Kumpiyansa. Ganyan yung kahit screen.
Walang.
Jai, nasa likod ka. Yung kailangan natin ng depensa doon. Kayong dalawa ng depensa. Tingnan nyo muna, huwag muna sugod ng sugod. Hantay nyo muna sa likod. Pag mga itong bola or contact, saka lang kayo sugod. Ha? Coach?
Go! Back to you! Fight!
The San Beda University Red Spikers are just playing their opening game in the Open Conference. They have these teams coming up next. UST, Arellano, Santa Elena. And since they started their tournament a bit late, at this point, may mga teams who have already played 3 matches. So some their schedule might be a little bit tighter compared to other teams. But you know, at the same time, that could be something that works well for them because if they are in a good stretch, that keeps their momentum, perhaps.
Yeah, and gave them the opportunity to watch the first few games, maybe do some scouting.
Here they are. Mapua getting to that ball. Lopez. And that was an excellent connection with Abdurasad Nursidik.
And I mentioned it a while ago, if it's the middle attacker that's hitting that ball, normally it frees up those corners because somebody is trying to defend that. Dahil normally, pag sa gitna yung palo, hindi naman nahahabaan yan eh.
Yeah. And now na yung blockers that time, opening up the opportunity for Nursidik. The joust is won by La Purga. Over-received there.
Tabios was well read. He has been doing that 1-2 attack behind the back. And what you want to do if you're Tabios, even if you want to go for that 1-2 attack, you need to change it up.
I think there was only one time that he was successful with it earlier. Pero tama ka, no? A lot of his tries when it comes to that 1-2
was for zone 4.
Yeah, and it's been read well by San Beda. San Beda, however, has been giving opportunities to Mapua with their errors. He's on. Lopez going to Nursidik and still finding ways to contribute to his team.
The thing is, the net defense that Mapua is setting up right now, ang laki ng butas eh. You can see the space between two blockers. There's a lot of chances for San Beda. It's gonna go out, yep.
Back in the second set, Lopez spent a lot of time at that service line because they scored the first 9 points of the set, but this time did not take a while before he was replaced there. Here's Carl Tabios now for Mapua serving. Targets Lapurga. But still, San Beda goes right back to Lapurga, who was slowed down there by Florendo. That one was not over.
Yep. San Beda having a problem with their attacks. Not fully stretching that arm would make that contact with the ball a lot lower. And lower chances of getting over as well.
Somehow Mapua has found a way to be down by just a single point despite momentum seemingly flowing to the side of San Beda. But Tabios could not get to that one. Nursidik collects that point for San Beda. 12-10, San Beda ahead here in the third set. This is the Spikers Turf 2019 Open Conference. Abdurasad Nursidik serving, targeting San Andres. Egan. They go back to Egan. Once again, steady net D, but floor coverage, a bit of a problem there for San Beda.
And you know, that was one reminder of Coach Ariel de la Cruz in the first technical timeout that they really should solidify their floor D more and have a better read in the situations.
Combination was stopped. And finally, something that Mapua has been looking for, has been needing a big stop on a San Beda combination attack.
What I enjoy here is actually the reaction of Mapua right after getting that point. And we were talking about body language a while ago. Definitely a better one from this Mapua team. But as I say that, San Beda gets that point back again, care of Losa.
The hits of Losa have been very well timed and also very crucial whenever momentum lumilipat na sa Mapua. Siya yung pinupuntahan ng Red Spikers and he has heeded their call every single time. Combination this time for Mapua.
San Andres had to stretch out for that one. Adjustment in the timing and takeoff of San Andres. All the same, another point for Mapua.
And I think Tabios really understands too that if they want a strong chance of winning this game, they need to be able to tap into San Andres. But one thing they cannot afford to do is give up free points. That was a service error from Florendo.
And that was Mapua's fourth service error in this match. San Beda has 10.
Free ball, a chance given up for San Beda. Ulibas. It was back to him. Tumama pa eh.
Yep.
Sa team captain of San Beda, and that's why it's a point for Mapua. Denise, ayaw maghiwalay netong dalawang teams. We're tied at 14. It has been a point-for-point exchange for the longest time here in the third set. Here's Mapua. Can they take the lead? Another chance for Hizon. And the team captain leads the way for Mapua to take the lead.
Estavillo immediately apologizing to his team. The second chance for Hizon. The middle blocker let go of the block. And that was the advantage of Hizon.
Over-receive there.
Could have been out.
Oh.
See, that was what happened a while ago. And I was talking about it in the second set where San Andres would get ready for a play, for an attack, but the person getting the second ball would also hesitate, not realizing San Andres could get that third ball. Pareha silang bumibitaw.
And I know we mentioned, moving on from mistakes, but you gotta move on positively.
Yes.
Meaning you learn from it.
Exactly.
Mapua was able to get a lead, but then San Beda recovers with back-to-back points. And now the second technical timeout, it's San Beda ahead 16-15.
Block tayo. O sige, service tayo. O, kargahan niyo yung service, target. Balik niya yung block, kunin niyo ng tao-tao. Okay, pag lumabas ang bola, depensa. Alam mo kung saan depensa. Yung pattern nun sa dulo, unahan mo na. Okay, sinong kasabay nito? Sa likod. Ikaw muna, adjust mo muna. Cover mo muna to. Okay, o, power block muna tayo. Go! That's me, you!
Mapua still in search for their first win here in this tournament, and they have to get it soon if they want to have a chance at moving on to the next round. And not only do they have to do it soon, they also have to do it in bunches. Yung mga wins, they have to come. They might have to win their 3 remaining matches, this one included, if they want to get a chance of moving forward.
Well, right now, they can't really think of that. They need to focus first on this match dahil hindi nga makalayo o hindi makakawala ang Mapua dito.
It's a 1-point lead for San Beda. Set count tied at 1. He's had to come up with something there.
That's out. Yep.
Iniwas ni Olivas dun sa blockers, but then he actually committed a net touch violation. And even his hit went out, actually. Lopez. Mapua looking to take the lead, but then nagdalawang isip si Navas, and it cost him that opportunity to attack. It's a skill to be able to change your attack kapag nakita mo, nabasa mo yung depensa, but also it needs to be a balance between being able to adjust and decisiveness.
That's really the confidence in knowing what you want to do with that ball.
Navas tried to get that point back. San Beda's defense still very steady. Lopez. That one is in. Nur Siddiq. It's been Nur Siddiq and Losa. On top of Lapurga also contributing. Olivas, of course. So many weapons for San Beda.
And San Beda right now just taking advantage of that backline defense, or the lack of backline defense coming from Mapua.
Navas sends it over. Lopez going to Lapurga this time. Tried to go down the line. Sañado, a new weapon deployed by Coach Paul. That one is out. Another point for San Beda. 3-0 blitz for the Red Spikers, forcing Coach Paul Doloiras to call a timeout.
Simulan natin sa receive. Lahat ng score nila, puro tinapon lang natin. Receivean niya lang muna. Ikaw, doon ka sa ilalim muna, tapos follow ka muna doon. Pwede kayong hindi muna alam ba, mabilis yung bola, pwede ka dumulong muna, ikaw doon ka muna. Pwede naman yun. Pares naman kayo pre-practice dyan. Okay, sige.
Paul, tatlo lang yan. Save mo!
The look of this Mapua team right now is so far from how they looked when they started this match. What changed, Denise, for you?
I think really it's the confidence inside the court. With confidence, I mean that, of course, with the hesitation from getting that ball as compared to the first set na nag-aagawan pa sila. First ball being a problem, addressed again by Coach Paul Doloiras. And net defense, yes, you would see them a bit, pero ano eh, yung on-off yung nangyayari for Mapua right now.
Yeah, you know, they have been trying to mount comebacks, and they've also had flashes of brilliance, good attacks, good setups, even good defensive schemes. Pero nababawian lagi sila ng San Beda. This is one of the rare times that we saw back-to-back points for them, actually. And this could be a golden opportunity for the Cardinals to tie this one up. Look at what Ray Hizon, the team captain of Mapua, has been able to produce. But an error halts the rise of the Cardinals.
And just automatically magnified when you're at the latter part of the set.
You're right. You know, early parts of it,
Okay pa eh,
you
diba?
can afford it
Pwede
pa
pa
somehow.
bumawi,
It still
yeah.
hurts, pero kaya pa. But then when you're trying to get back this late in a set, you need every single point. Well, thankfully for Mapua, they get one there. Just a quick stint for Sanyado. Babalik ulit si Tabios and Egan. It will be Carl Tabios serving. Crucial stretch of this third set for Mapua and San Beda. La Purga, denied. Lopez, Tolosa. Tabios will set up Navas. And off the block. Oh, the first referee summoning other officials. They will talk about it. Could there be a violation? But clearly, if it was just the attack of the block, like out.
Yeah, if it was just that, it would be a point for Mapua.
There was something that they saw. Oh, they saw a touch after the block.
Oh, I think it hit off the head of
Oh, that is
Navas.
so unfortunate for Mapua. Mukhang tinamaan pa, tumama pa. And
Kasi parang nagbago yung spin eh, right?
and it
that
just
ball.
barely
Yeah.
grazed.
Yes,
But
oo.
imagine how painful it was, you know, for Mapua. And then, you know, those are the kinds of breaks, Denise, na medyo nga demoralizing. But Mapua needs to recover.
Yes.
But you see, I think this error is, part of it is still na-produce nung kaninang nangyari.
So character will be questioned now for the side of Mapua. How do you get out of that funk? This will help. That another service error coming from San Beda, having 11 in this match, Judd. They had 6 in the first set, and that really didn't help them as well. At ngayon nga, 2 puntos lang ang lamang dito as Alfredo Pagulong will serve for Mapua, a short one.
Lopez on that combination. They give up a chance ball for the Red Spikers. Lopez. That one is in. Estavillo.
I like the adjustment by Estavillo. Set was really low for him, but made all the necessary adjustments. Again, found that target, hindi basta-bastang in-over lang.
And now San Beda is putting on the pressure on Mapua. Egan. Slowed down, taken by Se. Lopez will now go to Olivas. Good receive there. San Andres tried to go down the line. San Beda was ready. Olivas
That's out.
out.
Yep.
And
it is out.
Mapua still breathing here in set 3. He's on redeployed here by Coach Paul, trying to get all the stops they can get to get back. Florendo will be serving for Mapua. Lopez. Off speed there for Losa. Nakabawi San Andres though denied. Estavillo and Losa putting up a wall.
It was just too easy for San Beda that time. Again, knowing exactly that ball was gonna go to San Andres. Even with 3 players there, no coverage from the side of Mapua.
Set point for San Beda. San Andres says not yet. Boy, action is picking up here in the third set, Denise.
Quickly making up for that.
They lost the first set, recovered very well in the second set, and they carried that momentum into the third set. But Mapua will be serving through Mark Jason Egan. Lopez, he found where he can put that ball and did so. Getting that 25th point, giving San Beda a 2-1 set lead.
It was quite a risk by Lopez, but obviously it paid off. Nobody expecting that 1-2 attack. Of course, if you are at match point, minsan, you'd really want to set up a good play, but Lopez, again, having the confidence to do that will give San Beda this 2-set advantage as they end the third, 25-22.
After falling short in the first set, San Beda took sets 2 and 3 to put the pressure now on the Mapua side. And like we said, you know, Mapua started this match out with a lot of confidence, but that kind of got erased when San Beda made its run.
Well, you know what? It was San Beda who just, I think they relaxed. They were doing very well in the first set, but gave San Beda an opportunity to again get their game on. It is their first game. They had a lot of errors in the first. They quickly polished it up in the second. You look at the body language of Mapua, a lot of hesitation in that third set. A problem in their floor defense, especially in their first ball. And Coach Paul has been addressing that in a bunch of their timeouts. As we take a look at the numbers on your screen, San Beda, of course, having more attacks, net defense, even for both these teams, and committing almost the same errors. But, you know, the breaks of a game definitely on the side of San Beda. And we saw that in the latter part of that third set.
Well, now San Beda will commit an error to start the fourth set. And it looks like Mapua has re-engaged themselves here in this match. I think that break before the fourth set began was really important for them. And let me just tell you, Denise, that in the last season of the end, but
none given.
Yeah. As San Beda will collect this point, I wouldn't be surprised if hindi umabot na maybe 4 or even 3 yung lamang here in the fourth set. Let's see what Mapua does.
Set was too low for Hizon.
Yeah, and immediately acknowledged by Pulga. 3-1. San Beda on top. You see that play once again. Nahirapan na talaga si Hizon because with his height, lalo na, you have the advantage there. Egan, though.
Well-controlled hit coming from Egan.
He understood that he did not need the power in that sequence. Enough lang to get the point.
Tama lang.
Here now is San Beda. Tinagalog mo lang yung sabi mong control eh. Chance ball for Mapua. Pulga going to Egan. Mark Egan has been initiated.
A much more explosive takeoff from Egan because the set was a bit low for him. It was, yes, of course, a fast combination play, but you can see him stretch out for that play for them to complete it.
And, you know, Denise, a reason as well as you see Norsidic get that one, wiping it off of San Andres. But even, you know, despite that, the reason I said parang importante talaga yung break before the fourth set for Mapua is they came out with much better body language here in the fourth set. Norsidic, 9 attacks for that guy. 4-3, San Beda ahead. They'll be serving now. Pulga has been going to Hizon, and why not? Hizon, Egan, those are Mapua's 2 weapons here in the fourth set.
And again, like what I mentioned a while ago, I think Hizon has not gotten as much place as he could have because, I mean, you can just see the result of those attacks coming from him.
Absolutely, and even when Mapua was struggling in sets 2 and 3, siya yung pinupuntahan.
Yes.
Because honestly, San Andres was slowed down in sets 2 and 3, pero ngayon, looking to wake up, refuses to be left behind by San Beda. Ray Hizon, team captain of Mapua, will be serving now.
That's out, yep. Too strong. And Hizon pointing to his wrist. Mali daw yung contact.
Well, he'll take a seat now, but that's actually been 11 points each for Hizon and Egan. They have been the main providers for Mapua. Might need a little bit more, maybe from the other guys. Kailangan ng tulong. San Andres says, did you call my name? Pero napigilan doon ng San Beda.
Looked like there was a check. Oh, but none given here.
You know, you see both teams really fighting for every call, for every point, because it's money-making time here. Fourth set could be very pivotal, especially, of course, for Mapua. If they don't get something good here, well, they might go down with their third loss in the Spiker serve. Solid net coverage. Good dive for Tibay. Olivas. Slow down. Florendo collects that, but
it was a reaching beyond the net violation called on Mapua.
Rather clear, actually, from our angle, would you say?
Yep. That ball hasn't crossed the net yet. Not any part of that ball is near that tape. At dinukot talaga ng Mapua yun.
Here's Mapua. San Andres.
Wow.
Napayungan. Estavillo. Combining this time with Heath. It's going to be Losa serving now for San Beda. A solid exchange here. However, that's 2 times that San Beda has denied San Andres' access to their side of the court. And they take a 2-point lead in the first technical timeout of set 4.
Dumipensa doon, nahabol naman yung bilisan mo lang. Yung pattern nila, yung pattern ng pambabae, drop ball bago nagsuswipe yung nasa gitna. Sige, patakin mo doon. Sige, lagi pa tayo, lagi pa. Sa iba! Buwa! Laban lang magsama.
Exciting action here in the Spikers Turf Open Conference. San Beda looking very good in their debut, and Mapua in hunt for that first win, but they have to focus on this set first before they focus on the fifth set that could deliver their first win. It's San Beda on top right now, 8-6. Egan, Estavillo, after that ball, cross path with his arms, wala nang, hindi na naka-recovery San Beda.
Lucky break for Mapua there.
Good coverage there for Mapua. Off speed for San Andres, getting creative.
Great attack from the pipe. Itong si San Andres targeting that donut hole. And even from that back line, great eye on him. Seeing a hole in that defense of San Beda.
A couple of times he hit that ball with all the power in the world. He was denied. He was blocked. Ito changed it up a bit. However,
Still
there was
in.
an opening. Olivas understanding where he was going to be able to get a point. Attacks that zone. Mapua again. They give up a chance ball for San Beda. Nur Siddiq.
Yep.
Oh, there was
That's a check.
a check.
Yep. I think he wanted to let go of that ball, but he was already there, and Santos making contact with it.
So that's going to be another point for San Beda. So far, Mapua has had a lot of difficulty evening up the count here in the fourth set. But they actually started this set na sila lamang.
Yeah, oo. And consistency really will be key for Mapua here.
Mapua not getting the point there. Olivas, once again, the captain of San Beda. He has been the steadying presence for the Red Spikers. But this man also, John Estavillo, did not start the match but has done so many good things for his team. But as we praise the man, commits a service error.
Yeah, it's those petty errors that wouldn't be so petty at the end of the game for San Beda if they do continue with those ones, especially the ones from the service line.
Florenda is now serving for Mapua. They're down by 2. Lopez goes to Nur Siddiq. Pulga. Good coverage for San Beda. Pulga going to Hizon. Andun si Losa. And it's now Olivas. Try to go long. San Andres covered. There's going to be a joust. And Hizon obviously with an advantage in that sequence.
Height is might in that last play, also with the power behind that joust.
Nur Siddiq is actually one of the taller players of San Beda already, but still pales in comparison to Ray Hizon. However, with a chance to tie, an error committed there by Florendo.
The service errors slowly piling up for Mapua. That was their 9th in this match.
Imagine also the timing when they were ready to mount a comeback. Pulga to Hizon, again with a joust. And he tried his very best to get to that ball. Great effort, but just could not save that one for San Beda. Now it's going to be Miguel Pulga at the service line for the Cardinals. 11 serving 12. Good recovery for Mapua. San Beda though, still on the attack. Lapurga will lift that one up. Babalik sa kanya. It was too tough of an angle for him.
Just no flick from Lapurga.
And Mapua has finally tied up the count. How far can they go with this run? Pulga though, Denise, that's been the story.
Yeah.
Whenever makakabawi sila, mapuputo with an error.
Yeah, that was their biggest problem in set number 3. And again, consistency, like what I mentioned, will be key para dito sa Mapua.
And a lucky break as well. For Fernando Lopez, that serve hitting the tape and eventually being converted into a point for San Beda. See how quickly that changed. Natabla na ng Mapua at 12 apiece, but then 2 very quick points for San Beda. However, you did mention Mapua starting to pile up service errors.
Yeah,
yung San Beda kanina pa.
Yeah, Mapua has 10, San Beda has 15. And so consistently, unfortunately, they have continued that stat from the service line. And right now, Losa hitting that antenna.
Unfortunate for Losa that time. Mapua looking to take the lead. Norsidik almost. San Andres sends it over. Lopez going to Lapurga, wiping it off the block.
Lapurga again just using the hands of the blockers. Tiny gap between the two. But again, if they're already on display, then why not use them? Use it to your advantage.
Yeah. He took what the defense gave him and came out with a point for San Beda. 1 point lead for the Red Spikers. Norsidik to serve. Pulga to San Andres. Lapurga this time. Santos gets it up. Chance now for San Beda. Lopez trying to go for that. Quick to Estavillo. But he comes up short.
The thing is, Estavillo, masyadong gigil to get that ball over. The contact was low as well. And that's why that ball went straight to the tape.
We got a close one here in the 4th set. 15 apiece. Ray Hizon, team captain of Mapua, targets the team captain of San Beda.
Wow.
Losa loading that one up.
You like that hit coming from Losa. It's been a while since we mentioned his name, but very timely just to get this advantage for San Beda. They do have this lead, a 1 point lead entering the second technical timeout.
Yung backline natin ha, kailangan gumana ha. Pagalanganin sa harapan, may backline ha. Sige, basta. Huwag kayong matakot pumalo. Basta may coverage, walang problema dyan. Kaya ma-block na ma-block.
Laban lang ha. Laban tayo, laban.
Tapos pag tumungtong sa service line, please lang, huwag niyong itapon yung momentum nasisira.
Tight shirt nyo lang. Isa lang yan, isa lang yan.
San Beda, Mapua. Neither team gaining a big advantage here in the 4th set. But Jeffrey Losa, he has been a difference maker for the Red Spikers. Large reason why they were able to recover from losing that opening set. Pulga initiating that combination play with Egan. Great execution after that timeout.
It was a reminder also by Coach Paul that they really should protect that momentum, protect that lead. A 2-set lead, but you know, this has been what's happening all throughout the match. Mapua scores 1 or 2, San Beda answers right back.
And you know, Denise, that was the play that Estavillo and Lopez tried to go to earlier. Kinapos lang si Estavillo that time, pero ngayon, he made sure he got the point. Another combination. Slowed down by San Beda.
Too near.
Mapua with the opportunity. Good defense at the net. Attack from the pipe, no. Ulibas tried to go off speed. Losa now will send up a chance ball. Pulga, San Andres again. Relentless was Mapua.
San Andres again finding that open spot. If you look at the defense pattern of San Beda there was somebody defending zone 1, the long ball, a short ball right behind the blockers, and that freed up that whole cross court for San Beda.
Good serve for San Andres. It was the same quick that they tried to go to with Estavillo. Again! Every time there's an opportunity to pull that trick, San Beda goes for it. Estavillo. And he's the weapon of choice for San Beda here in the 4th set. But Mapua refuses to go away quietly. Pagulong, who was a big part of extending their match against UST to 4 sets, trying to do good things for his team here. Florendo now will be serving for Mapua. Can they finally take the lead? Nursidik try to go for that runner. Ball still alive. Ulibas. Pulga will go to Pagulong, but too strong. It's out.
Another missed opportunity for Mapua there.
For the longest stretch here in the 4th set, all that Mapua has been able to do is tie the match.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, they're given the opportunities. That attack was actually over the blockers, but again, lacking that angle, that sharpness, that cut in the attack.
Puro sayang for Mapua, but you know, they're still alive here. San Beda gets to it. La Purga gets blocked. Binuhay pa rin ni Olivas. Here's Pulga to Hizon. Oh, miscalculates that one. That one is gonna hurt,
And
Denise.
that's what I'm talking about. I mean, everybody was scrambling on the side of San Beda. Mapua had an automatic advantage with Hizon in front, a back quick play, but they just couldn't finish.
And now San Beda takes a 2-point lead with Oliva serving for them. Pagulong provides. Look at this, Denise.
Pagulong squeezing through 3 blockers, no problem for him. Getting that point back and keeping Mapua just 1 point behind.
Good serve for Pulga. La Purga, though, converting that one for San Beda. And the Red Spikers, they have just kept their foot on the pedal here. Mapua has missed out on a couple of opportunities to take the lead or to shift the tide. As for San Beda, whenever there's an opportunity to get something going, they've been pretty efficient. Hizon, however, lifting his team, resuscitating them here in the 4th set. Pagulong now serving for Mapua. Lopez will go to Losa, tough angle. Blockers ready. Still alive for Mapua. They had to come up with something there. San Beda, Losa, floating it over the blockers. Pulga to Hizon was blocked. Lift it up. Nursidik. No. Excellent action we're seeing here. Pulga, the combination.
But a net infraction on Norsidic.
Crazy sequence, Denise. But Mapua tying things up at 21.
You know, those long rallies are expected, but again, what you want to watch out for is whoever can perform more consistently, sino yung mas matagal, mas matibay, especially in that defense.
Pagulong serve, now it's Losa. Getting blocked. Mapua takes the lead.
Egan, and he's on all over that ball. And you can see the confidence now, again, back on the side of Mapua. They are feeling this, only having that 1-point lead.
Sige na, isa lang yan. Balik niya lang. Receive muna tayo ng dahan-dahan. Itaas nyo. Pag itaas ng bola, paluin mo ng paluin. Huwag mo yung control. Naka-in-game na tayo eh. Ha? O, dahan-dahanin nyo lang muna. Huwag mamadali. Eto, dahan-dahanin mo lang muna. Doon lang muna tayo sa basic. Ha? Sige. Game tayo.
O, tatlo yung spiker natin.
Mapua holding on for dear life. And look at the fist pump there of Jeremy Santos. That speaks of how important that point was for them. They are finally on top here in the fourth set, 22-21. Despite the blocking prowess shown by San Beda. Pagulong serving. Olivas goes to Losa. Squeezing through.
And yeah, we were talking about it. Losa might not have as many points as you'd want for one of your, more efficient blockers, but his points would always be very timely. And when San Beda would need those points, Losa would be there.
Yeah, that's been the trend since the first set. Whenever San Beda is feeling some sort of pressure, punta kay Losa and he will even things out. Ito naman ang pupuntahan ng Mapua. San Andres gets dug. He's on. Wow! Nahanapan ng paraan! Ray, he's on. Miracle Man!
And it really doesn't matter how you get those points. Doesn't need to be pretty. You just need that ball to fall.
23-22 for Mapua. San Beda going for that combination.
Lapurga over the blockers. Yes, they might not have deceived the net defense of Mapua, but no problem for Lapurga.
The athleticism and elevation there. It was shown in full force by Melver Lapurga. Here he is with a serve. Pulga. Mapua naman, sumubok ng kombinasyon. Olivas.
A net infraction on Mapua. I believe that was on on San Beda rather. Check that.
It was Olivas with the error. And Mapua now at set point. Very clear there on the replay. Egan. Losa.
What did we say? What would Losa will always be there for San Beda. And he might be a backliner right now. But again, he had a very good efficiency, high efficiency when he was in the front line.
Losa now serving. We have reached a deuce. We need an extension to settle this fourth set. Lopez to Estavillo. Santos with great coverage. Down the line.
And San Andres went back to that same kind of attack, same target. One that has been very effective since the start of the first set. Medyo nawala lang. But San Andres slowly realizing, a while ago, doon siya pumupuntos. Why not go back there?
And now pressure being felt by San Beda as Mapua takes the advantage. Timeout, Coach Ariel de la Cruz.
Sige, kalimutan nyo na yan. Depensa tayo. Rumisip muna tayo ng maayos, okay? Pag tumaas ang receipt, execute ka ng play. Okay? Yung runner natin, tumakbo kayo. Tumakbo kayo ng tumakbo. Nasarap ka? Dito, straight ball mo. Straight ball mo. Huwag ka mag-drop ball.
Coverage tayo. Go.
Coverage.
Mapua up 25-24. Obviously, the fourth set as close as it can get. These two teams relentless, just refusing to allow each other to run away with a set win. And for Mapua, they will get that ace to send this match into a fifth and deciding set. Why not? San Beda, Mapua, one last dance in the fifth set as Mapua takes this fourth one, 26-24. It was just incredible action for these two teams and different heroes on both ends. But that last point of the fourth set, it was San Andres providing for Mapua. And for the second time in this triple header, we will be taking you to a fifth set. Earlier, yung Coast Guard versus Army also reached 5 sets. Of course, it was the Philippine Coast Guard taking that win, but this one is so difficult to predict right now between Mapua and San Beda. And you can definitely feel the hunger between these two teams. Just Ulit and Denise Tan on the call for this one. Thank you for joining us all the way to the fifth set of this triple header.
Well, again, I mean, looking at the numbers, obviously, Mapua having more attacks. They set up better kinds of offense, and the net defense of San Beda was there, but they also committed a lot of errors, 9 to be exact, and most of them happened in the latter part of the set where we saw miscommunication, hesitation, and again, if it happens in that latter part, it's automatically magnified, and so the confidence of Mapua also rose in that fourth set. And everybody just talking it out as compared to the couple of sets that they lost.
Yeah.
Na parang tahimik lang sila. And you can really see na it seemed like they were out of it. But in that fourth, it was San Beda who was like floating inside the court for a bit.
And San Beda actually, I think for majority of that fourth set, they were playing better volleyball pa rin. But then towards the end, the sense of urgency when Mapua flipped that switch on.
Nawala eh.
Yeah, definitely. So now, we are in the fifth set, and San Beda collects the first point at that one from Pagulong, sailed out. Fernando Lopez serving for San Beda. Pulga tried to go for the dump. They give it a chance ball for the Red Spikers. La Purga slowed down there. Lopez this time going to Losa. Off speed, doesn't work. Pagulong met by the double block. And that will be a violation
Yep.
on San Beda. Looks like it's Nursidik who
Yep.
committed that error. Nursidik, for all the positives that he's provided, of course, you gotta be extra careful pag fifth set na.
Oh,
Wow! La Purga coming out of nowhere.
And he was all freed up. Lapurga demanding respect from Mapua. No blockers, this is what I'm gonna do.
It was wide open, ready for the taking. Pulga, they had a good first ball. They go to Egan this time. Solid net defense here,
Not
shown
over.
by San Beda.
But Pagulong, wrong contact with the ball. Ang baba nung palo niya. Again, not fully extending that arm.
It's crunch time now. You know, more than skill, composure will be
Yes.
tested here in the fifth set. And Hizon says, composure? I got that. Here's a point for my team.
Such an advantage for Mapua. 6'6", he's on. Attacking over the blockers.
And Mapua as a team showed a lot of heart. But if there was one guy in the fourth set who said, we will not lose so quickly, it was definitely Ray Hizon. Oh, and that was, it's just the timing was a little bit off.
Kulang lang sa pitik eh, sayang.
And he apologizes immediately.
End line was freed up for San Beda.
Yeah, tama. He knew where he wanted that
Yeah.
ball to go. Kaya nga lang, that flick of the wrist. San Andres, nailusot.
San Andres. I mean, we've been talking about him on top of the coverage during that first set. Really good numbers from him. Good performance. But again, all throughout the match, medyo nawawala-wala siya. And what a time to be back in this match.
And Pulga, you know, sometimes he would just surprise San Beda when he goes to San Andres. But Losa, how many times do we have to say it? In tough times, San Beda trusts in Jeremy Losa.
The character that Losa is displaying right now. Ibang klase.
Jeffrey Losa with the serve now. Egan, and it's Losa with the dig. Olivas off the block. San Beda threatening to pull away in the fifth set. They take a 3-point lead.
Kailangan natin makablock. Tingnan niyo yung quicker. Pwede mag-sidestep bago kayo mag-block.
Yung winabal doon
Sige. Ano lang tayo ng momentum. Sige, kailangan mo lang.
Ngayon ng Mapua having scored that point again care of San Andres na nabuhay nga ulit here in this fifth set.
You're right, you know, Denise. I think skill was already tested in the first 4 sets. Kaya nga tayo umabot sa fifth set because both teams are, they have a lot of talent. Those loaded hits from San Andres, but this time, La Furga ready for it. Pulga.
Oh, nice.
San Andres. Now it's Olivas. Gets sent back. Pulga. The set to Estavillo. Long rally here. Mapua collects the point.
Coach Ariel de la Cruz on the sideline signaling to Lopez, you know, those quick plays needs to be a little bit higher. Ganda sana ng mga opportunities nila, but you know, the middle attackers really couldn't connect well, forcing them to go back to the outside, which made them predictable again.
And you can see talaga yung, the need to adjust for the attackers, eh, no? Lopez this time. Well, that's a kind of set that should work, kaya lang handa yung depensa.
The four-touch though.
And Mapua. Wow. San Beda was ready to take over. They took a 3-point lead. Suddenly, Mapua ties the game.
Again, it's about composure. San Beda not realizing after that block, somebody hit that ball. At 4 na touches na, hindi pa nila binabalik.
Those lapses, no?
Yes.
I mean, it's easier said than done,
Yeah.
honestly, to stay composed, but it's really what needs to be done
Yes,
at this
yes.
point. Mapua with a chance. San Andres, the provider, the moneymaker, the main man of Mapua, was silent for a good stretch. He's ready to make some noise. Mapua taking a 1-point lead behind that man, John Benedict San Andres.
Si Ferdi lagay mo dito. Lester dito ka sa dulo. Eto, ilagay mo si Lester dito sa dulo. Doon ka mag-execute ng play. Pabi mo to, pwede mo ipatong to sa gitna o sa likod na press. Ha? Pwede naman, bilisan mo lang yung kilos. Tapos yung receipt natin, balik nyo, itaas nyo para makapag-execute ng play si Eto. Okay?
Let's also make mention of San Beda losing that first set and finding a way to recover. So they have that ability to bounce back, to correct their mistakes. It's just Denise, now they have to do it with more urgency. They have to do it quicker.
Just the question for me is, the San Beda team, average age is 19 years old. Not so much experience when it comes to the NCAA. And this is their first game, a 5-setter right away.
Santos saving it. San Andres could not break the double block. And it is
The double contact.
the moment Pulga made contact with the ball, he already knew.
Yeah.
And that's why he already was apologizing to his bench. And yeah, we've been speaking about how San Beda will need to clean their errors up. Of course, that same rule applies to Mapua now. Needless to say, Denise, every point is crucial. Mikose deployed. San Andres down the line. Zone 1 again. Same thing he's been doing since the start of the match.
Exactly. That kind of attack, walang binabago. Wala din pagbabago sa resulta of that attack coming from San Andres. Look at them avoid 2 blockers and play with that floor defense of San Beda.
Mapua going to Florendo.
That was low for Mapua. And lucky break for them. Somebody hitting the net on the side of San Beda.
Yeah, that one. No touch, no? So it would have been out.
Yeah.
But then the touch happened on the net. So suddenly, Mapua turning this from a 3-point deficit to a 3-point lead. It's been a 7-1 run for them. Lopez going to Olivas. The captain says, steady this ship. We are not ready to sink just yet. Ferdinand Olivas fighting for his team. Pulga tried to surprise San Beda. Couldn't do so, but they deny La Purga.
That defense solid for Mapua right now. They started off with that as well, having 4 blocks in the first set, which they won. 4 blocks in the fourth as well, a third and fourth.
Mapua 4 points away from, well, making the impossible possible. Timeout San Beda.
Hindi kailangan ng power, kailangan mabilis ang pagtok ng kamay sa bola.
That Coach Ariel pointed out, you don't have to go all power. Dahil kahit gaano kalakas yung atake mo, if the blocker is there, matapatan ka, that's automatically gonna go back to your side of the court. But if you're quick, you don't give the blockers a chance to cover that ball.
Let's see if there will be any adjustments. Well, step 1 has been done. They saved that.
Good call by Norsidic.
That was what Coach Ariel de la Cruz was asking for. Maunahan sa posisyon in depensa. Lopez with a serve. Pagulong off the block. Brings Mapua nearer and nearer to the finish line. Name it, Denise. And the summary of it all is that he has been giving life to San Beda. Pulga. The pass to Egan. Perfect connection.
Egan as well has performed very well in this match. Again, back in the first set, it was San Andres. He's on helping out. But during that second and third, Egan really rose to the occasion.
And now, Mapua has reached match point.
And we were talking about composure asked from both teams at the start of this set. Simpleng-simple lang, ang bumitaw, talo.
Pagulong will serve. Lopez going to Losa. Losa. He has just been fighting with everything that's left in his bag. And this is what you love about the Spiker Serve. Lahat ng teams, hindi lang basta-basta bibitaw, hindi magpapatalo. Pulga goes to Hizon. San Andres, no. Lopez, again to Losa. San Andres. And Hizon, oh, it's still alive. Chance ball for Mapua. Combination is rejected.
And you appreciate the hustle coming from San Beda. You see them scrambling for each and every ball. They kept that ball alive. They were diving for each and every possession, but they were still up there protecting that net.
Okay. Pag free ball, huwag natin madalin. Binilisan mo yung play mo. Yaman magpapaksetera magpabilis. Okay, sa maganda receive. Kung sino man bibigyan, siguraduhin mong papaluin ang todo. Ba tayo!
This is the game that refuses to end. No shortage of excitement. And this is really what you watch the Spikers Turf for and expect these teams to provide the entertainment. San Beda and Mapua taking each other to the limit. San Beda has protected match point twice. Can they continue to do so? San Andres sent back.
Too near.
The joust. Mapua will have another try. Egan, ball still alive. San Beda goes to Losa. Off speed. San Andres blocked again.
And Losa again, this time helping out in his net defense. Hindi po atake ngayon ang contribution ni Losa. Such a solid game for him tonight.
Did someone ask for composure? San Beda has protected 3 consecutive match points. But Hizon says not anymore. Look at the celebration of the Cardinals.
Hizon finally ending the rally, that match. They've been going to their wing spikers, talking about Mapua, and finally realizing nobody's in the middle, why not give it to Hizon?
A lot of respect for these two teams. Mapua escaping with a slim victory, but San Beda just giving it everything they have.
That climb that they did, protecting that match point 3 consecutive times, keeping it close here in this matchup. But at the end of the day, it is Mapua that will come out victorious 25-17, 25-17, 25-22, 26-24, and 15-13. We'll be right back.
To discuss more about this game. What a match that we just saw, and in the end it was Mapua taking a 5-set win over San Beda. And our best player of this game is Jason Egan, 12 attacks, 2 blocks, and 1 ace. Jason, yung una nyo, napanalo yung first set, pero naka-recover yung San Beda and then humaba ng humaba. There was actually a stretch na parang bumagsak na yung kumpiyansa nyo. Pero isa ka sa mga nagpaahon sa team.
Yes, kasi lagi sa aming nire-remind ni coach na mag-focus kami sa blockings. Tapos kabilang kaming isa sa mga seniors, kailangan talaga namin mag-step up para mas maboost yung mga bata at para na rin mag-guide sa loob ng court.
And Jason, you fell short dun sa una yung dalawang laban here in the Spikers turf. Now you met with San Beda na pamilyar kayo. Does that make this win any more special? How special it is to finally get your win in this level of competition?
Yes, napaka-special nito kasi yung San Beda, rival yan sa NCAA. Napakalaking win ito para ma-boost yung moral namin sa pagpasok ng season namin dito sa NCAA.
And of course, here's your chance na bumati sa lahat ng sumusuporta.
Ayun, hi nga pala sa Egan family dyan, sa Cavite, sa Makati, pati din sa Mermeto family sa May Imus, and hi sa mga teammates ko. Sa prop ko, thank you, maraming salamat sa pagpayag sa paglalaro dito.
Congratulations once again, Jason. Congratulations to Mapua. Let's now take a look at the highlights from this thrilling match.
Well, as we all know, Mapua started off strong, taking that first set win. It was Losa attacking from San Beda and a lot of contribution from their side. But it was Mapua attacking from the outside, led, of course, by San Andres. Look at him target that zone 1 over and over again, realizing that is where he has the advantage. Again, Losa attacking from the opposite side in the middle. San Andres always answering back. And what I like about him is he did it most especially in the 5th set, and the 4th and the 5th actually. But it wasn't just him. You have contributions as well coming from Hizon. Mark Egan, of course, our best player of the game. They were choosing their shots, not all power, using their head as well, finding targets. And even though San Beda tried to answer back, that net defense was just on point, especially in the latter part of sets 4 and 5. And at the end of the day, it was a tit-for-tat battle for San Beda and Mapua. But Mapua just having more options and more answers to the questions and everything that is thrown to them by San Beda.
You know, even if it was your first time to watch a matchup between Mapua and San Beda, it was easy to tell that these two teams are rivals.
Yeah.
Because of how exciting this was.
Good
Watching. Good night. And boy, we'll see you the next game day of the Spikers Turf.